And of course, there is a volatility in the global economy. So as such, demand fluctuation continues to prevail. Lesser and lesser people, from the customer through to the manufacturer, distributor, right? Lesser people are willing to buffer or to hold inventory. So when across the whole supply chain, everybody lean out inventory, and you have at the end of the supply chain a very strong demand fluctuation, the net result is that everybody throughout the whole supply chain now start to struggle to try to meet the changes, all right? And of course, goes without saying, as consumers, as us consumers, right, become more and more picky. I remember when I was much younger, my parents would say that, hey, look, our neighbor has a new television, we want exactly the same. In the consumer behavior today, if my colleague is carrying that phone, I don't want to carry the same. So suddenly, OEMs need to produce more and more variation, personalization, more unique products for their customers, and hence, to us manufacturers, a lot more SKUs to handle. PCI handles, on the average, about close to 700 to 800 different types of SKUs for a finished product. And raw material-wise, we handle about 30,000 SKUs. All right, so that's the kind of complexity that we're looking at. External factors as well. All right, more and more complex import and export declaration requirements. All right, and natural disaster, increased risk of supply chain. Right, 2011 was a very challenging year for us. We had the Japan tsunami in March. All right, and this actually paralyzed a lot of supply chain across. All right, because Japan is responsible for 60% of the global supply of silicon wafer. So that goes into memory products, and that goes in turn to hurt all the production that PCI has. Copper clad laminate, for example, 70% come from Japan. Same issue. And in the same year, unfortunately, the Thailand flood also have driven down supply availability of hard disk drive. All right, and hard disk in the market actually becomes, or rather, there's a shortage of hard disk drive. So as such, this actually eroded the hard disk market, and solid state actually picked up. So these are some of the countermeasures that I would propose. Number one is manufacturers should focus on the core competency, okay? Create proprietary material processes, okay? Be versatile and be able to apply similar manufacturing process across to different variations of products, all right? Increase value proposition for customers through regional distribution, all right? And help customer manage product life, okay? This is by applying various type of supply chain strategy throughout the entire product life, all right? At the new product introduction to mass production, where we should be buffering more material, to leaning out inventory at the end of life of the project, all right? Provide higher value adding services in terms of CDM and ODM capability, all right? Lead time reduction, all right, like what I mentioned earlier, the lead time advantage of a US supplier is significantly greater just by proximity, all right? Product life cycle management, okay, understanding what drives raw material lead times, all right? This is a typical product life cycle of a finished product. And this is the phase where we, in electronics design, okay, decide on what type of raw material we're going to buy. But the electronic material that we decide at this point in time may already be in an off-beat cycle compared to the finished product. So as such, more often than not, we are actually experiencing a much longer than required lead time when we purchase and procure material. So if we can design this properly and apply this appropriately, then this will help the supply chain to respond faster and better, right? And one of the things that constantly resonate throughout this whole conference is we need to understand that each customer has a very unique supply chain demand. And at PCI, we plan and design all the supply chain for each customer and product in a different way. All right, and when we do that, all right, we take into consideration a balance between supply assurance and cost. And these are some of the strategies that we apply. okay, from alternate sourcing. If that doesn't work, we go into designing alternatives. That still doesn't work, we buffer critical material, and then we buffer at inventory level. All right? And understand the supply dependency, okay? So nowadays, when we do procurement, we have to look beyond our direct supplier. We have to figure out where the raw material comes from and where, in turn, that comes from. Because the Japan tsunami has taught all the electronic supplier or electronic supply chain practitioner a lesson, right? Things actually evolve and change very, very rapidly, and there's a heavy dependency down chain, right? The raw material that Japan supplied was 4 or 5 tiers below us, but yet the impact to us was tremendous. And lastly, a well-spread manufacturing footprint, all right? So as a manufacturer, what we can do is to help our customers collect different orders for different regions, okay, distribute them into various regions, and thus, by doing this, we are able to continuously still offer a value proposition to a customer and achieve economies of scale and a well-spread manufacturing footprint for our customer. All right, I'll skip this one in the interest of time. So, in summary, these are some of the points that I want to land in this presentation. All right, PCI, we believe that we need to continuously focus on our vision, okay, and our core competency. And we need to build very strong partners in our supply chain. Be very aware of our core competency, our customers' needs, as well as our competitors' strengths and weaknesses. All right? And we need to figure out where we are weak in, and we will find supply partners who can compensate and work closely together with us on that. And we need to remain versatile in operation, recognize all the unique traits of each supply chain that we work with, and of course, we also do a lot of advanced engineering work for our customers as well. All right? With that, I finish my presentation.
Thank you very much.